We have got another Ransom review for you. This time we're checking out another Clue game, but this is Jim Henson's Labyrinth. I was a huge fan of this movie as a kid, and they even have a masquerade ball in Los Angeles dedicated to this awesome film. So, Clue is a game where you normally have to find out who killed somebody with an item at a place. In this version of Clue, we are trying to find out who Jareth has control over, what they're using to curse the situation, and where they're hiding the baby. So it's really cool, it's really fun. Let's open the box up, see what comes inside, and talk a little bit more about it. So right off the bat, I do love the box art, all of them, Hoggle, Ludo. It's just really cute. You see a lot going on there. Oh, wow. Okay. This is definitely going to be interesting. Okay. This is going to be a lot. I can already tell. I can already tell this is going to be a lot. I feel like I need some type of guide. By the way, I love the look of this rule book. Very kind of old school styled. So automatically right out the box, we have dials that are going to be affecting the game board, pieces to hold them in, little placard pieces for the character, labyrinth guides. We have dice. We have a specialty dice that has a sticker sheet that was a little bit difficult to find that we're going to put on the dice. We have your traditional cards, a little bit more, and then we have the actual Clue sleeve. So we're going to take a second. We're going to actually set up the board, take all these pieces apart, and then we'll go over that in a bit. So on the board, it actually says right here, Southwest, and this is the Southwest piece. So what we have to do is we have to place this under the board. We want to line up the pieces, and then if we line it up correctly, there should be a punch hole here and here that we'll be able to place our pieces through. Boom. And now, on the board, we have a little turn dial here. And it will shift passages. That's hilarious. So we're going to set up the rest of the locations. Okay, so we have all those pieces now in place, and so there should be a piece that says, like, start. And I believe you're supposed to start with them all there. The die doesn't care what side you put the stickers on, so that choice is up to you. And now we've got our dice. 2 regular dice and 1 specialty labyrinth dice. Now you place the circular tokens for the characters and their feet. You want to be very careful. They are tight and you can damage the tokens. And also you want to make sure you try to get it in there so that the text is kind of top. That makes it easier for people to see. Now you have Hoggle, you have the Wise Man from the door, you have the Worm, you have Sir Didymus, Sarah, and of course Ludo. I know a lot of people are going to want to probably play as Sarah because, I mean, main character and all that. I think the Ludo would be my favorite though. I know probably a lot of diehard fans will love Sir Didymus. Whenever we go to the Labyrinth of Jareth Ball, there's always a couple people dressed up as Sir Didymus, maybe 1 or 2 as the Worm, tons of Sarahs, a ton of Jareths, which is interesting because they're all together. It makes it like very funny. And then, unfortunately, the one thing I don't like that makes me a little sad about this game is that all the items, so much like the weapons would be a normal clue, but these are the cursed items in the game. They're all tokens, not like cast objects to be more physical, which is a little bit sad and disheartening, but I mean, they put a lot of other things into the game elsewhere. So for the game, we have a multitude of locations. We have Staircase Hall, Goblin City, Junkyard, the Shaft of Hands, the Oubliette, the Fiery's Forest, Labyrinth Entrance, Bog of Eternal Stench, and the Ballroom. The very center, of course, you have Jareth's Throne. So the way the game works is you're going to roll all 3 dice. All 3. And then you have the movement dice. They're going to tell you how far you can move. Now you can always avoid using all your movement dice, and you can choose to, instead of using any dice, just use like secret passages if there are any. And then when you see the dice rolled, whatever comes up top, you have to then take that area, which would be the northeast, and you have to turn it 1 knob. So that would be to the next section. So that actually would effectively remove any secret passages here in the junkyard. Now, I love that facet of the game because the board is constantly shifting. So it's hard to keep track of where you're going. It makes it more of a maze, which is really cool. You could be going to some place that's closer to you because, oh, secret passage will get me where I want to go, and then it will no longer be there. It can be a little frustrating, I'm sure, to other players, but it is something that's really cool that allows you to change the way the game is played, which is very different for Clue, and I love it. Next thing, of course, you have the intrigue cards, which are a lot more newer to Clue than some people might notice. And we'll go over those cards right now. So you have your traditional item cards, your location cards, your player cards. They get picked out and placed in the deck to find out who who is the enchanted person, what is the item that is enchanting them, and where is the baby. So it's all about trying to find out where they've hid Toby within the map. And so when you land on the intrigue cards, you get cards specifically designed to give you boosts. Like, for instance, add a 6 to your dice roll, play now or keep until needed, take an extra turn, play immediately or keep until needed, move anywhere, play immediately. So there's a very beneficial cards, but hidden in these cards, for the intrigue cards, are also the clock cards. Now these represent time ticking down. So the more intrigue cards you get, the more close you are to the game ending. If 8 clocks are revealed, the game ends. So that's another little nice factor. You kind of got like a shot clock on it. I mean, you could avoid the intrigue cards, and that would basically be helpful. But unfortunately, on the die is an intrigue die. So if you roll that, you're also getting the intrigue cards. And that's going to kind of fill out that deck. So that's a nice little factor added into it. Each player has their actual player card, and the reason why they have those is they have special ability. For instance, Hoggle once per game may look at a card that a player has just shown another player. Ludo has a ability to, you may move twice, roll the dice, move, and then roll again, and then move. So it's really nice. Sarah, once per game, you may randomly pick a card to look at from someone else. They showed too. Once per game, you may make an inquiry using a part of the labyrinth you are not in. That's Sir Didymus. That's pretty fitting. The wise man, once per game, may make 2 inquiries on the same turn. The worm can move to any part of the labyrinth. That's funny. So each of these have an ability that can only be used once, and that's really cool. Once you've figured out who it is, once you've used your blotter to eliminate the who isn't and who what, you then can make your accusation. But to do that, you have to get into the throne room. You move into there, and once you're there, you can make your final accusation. Of course, if you make your final accusation and you're wrong, you don't get to tell the other players. You're just out. Very Clue. So hopefully this is helpful. Hopefully this has given you some idea of whether you should pick up this game. Like I said, I wish the tokens were actual physical items, but I think that the rotating, constantly shifting passageways clearly makes up for that entirely. I mean, like it shifts. You can go to the ballroom, you can go to the Fiery's Forest, you can go to the staircase hall, you can go to the labyrinth entrance. So the fact that these are constantly shifting is just something so fun for Clue with that labyrinth theme. Well, thank you guys so much for watching our Ransom review. We'll be back on Friday again with another one. So keep watching. Please like, subscribe, and we'll see you guys next time.